Welcome back. Pets in classrooms might not seem like the perfect pair, but a dedicated group of teachers at Bessemer Middle School is providing that pet therapy can change that and make a difference in some students' behavior. I dropped by the 6th grade White Paws class to experience a session with them. It's an exciting and different kind of learning day for 6th graders at Bessemer Middle.
Raise your hand if you have not petted the dog and you want the dog to come see you.
Did you hear what she said? Raise your hand if you've not petted the dog and you want the dog to come to you. I suppose that's their way of only dealing with kids who want to interact with the dog. So if you don't want to interact with the dog, you still have to sit there in that classroom and deal with the presence of the dog. And the dog still might violate you. So some good that does. Raise your hand if you have not petted the dog. This is crazy. It is insane how they're forcing dogs into every single school in this country.
And you want the dog to come see you?
No, people, this is in your face promotion of dogs. They want young people to go home and say, Mom, Dad, I want a dog. There's a dog that comes to our school once a week, twice a week, or whenever. Now I want a dog. Y'all know these commercials are usually targeted to kids. Why do you think they do that? They don't target commercials to try to excite the parents. These commercials are targeted, they target the youngsters themselves. They're trying to get them to ask their parents to get it. And it's the same thing with these dogs. How inhumane is that? How disgusting and inhumane is that? You want to come and pretend that you're helping the students when your real agenda is to promote dogs. That is disgusting. Boy, dog culture. There's no low. There is no bottom. It's a bottomless pit, dog culture. No matter how low they can get lower.
The dog, and you want the dog to come see you.
Bodie, who the kids have met before, is back for another visit. And
that is so weird. That is weird. And this dumb, drugged up, retarded dog, look at it. Don't tell me this dumb piece of trash is helping somebody. But I want y'all to listen to what they say.
The kids have met before is back for another visit. And this time, little Lily is joining him.
That is extremely inhumane and abnormal. No animal should behave like that, period. No animal at all. That is not how animals behave. Euthanize that thing. Euthanize these deranged, mutated piece of trash inbreds. Shame on y'all. Ain't nothing funny or cute about this. Shame on y'all for creating something like this.
Little Lily is joining him.
All you gotta do is be good.
Look at him. Confused. Don't know what to say. Because he don't feel no way at all about this worthless mutt. They up here forced to say something about these things. And you can tell they're not feeling it at all.
Stay out of trouble and listen to the teachers.
As Victor Allen just said, getting to participate in this new program is all about good behavior.
Having the dogs here was really fun because I never thought.
No, it wasn't fun. Y'all gotta stop lying for these people. It was weird, boring. Nobody asked for a dog. And I don't know why these people forcing dogs on us anyways. They don't ever try to force no other animal, just dogs. It's because they're promoting dogs to you. This is so wrong. And this took place in Alabama, mind you.
I would have thought in a million years I would have had a dog in my classroom.
Yeah.
We usually try to do this once a month on a Friday at the end of the month, so that way students have an incentive of something that
Who is this? The principal? You dirtbag. You nutter dirtbag.
something that they could look forward to before the month ends.
For what? Why would they look forward to this nasty experience? So basically, they bring the dog there so that the kids can practice doing everything that behaviorists tell you not to do. That's essentially what goes on here. They bring the dogs in here and they do a whole bunch of stuff that trainers tell you not to do, that they tell you will increase the chances that it will attack you. This is basically dog attack school, where they bring the only lethal threat to these youngsters. They bring these things into there to help remove a healthy fear that they have for them. They want to remove that fear, let their guard down. That way, there's a much higher chance that they'll be attacked by a dog.
The month ends.
Dr. Yuvraj Verma
Okay? And if that don't happen, if there is no attack, then those youngsters will want a dog themselves. And once again, that's what they want. They want to sell dogs and they want more people to get attacked. And the reason they target young people is because when young people are attacked, there's a much higher chance that there's a fatality. There's a much higher chance that the victim suffers severe injuries. It's a sick game that they're playing. Whether or not they're conscious or intentionally doing this is irrelevant. It's irrelevant. That's what they're doing.
and his colleagues are using this different approach to help boost
And
their
look at
students.
that. Look at that. This ain't helping them do nothing. But listen close to what they're saying. Listen to what they're saying here.
Yuvraj Verma and his colleagues are using this different approach to help boost their students' social and emotional well-being.
How is that going to boost their social and emotional well-being? Scratching on this nasty, goofy, deranged, drugged up turd.
Socialization skills are, essential when you're, in the 6th grade. And this.
How is this supposed to help them socially? What are you talking about, lady? She don't know what she talking about. She either just another deranged nutter, or she's just regurgitating and saying what they told her to say. Being a mouthpiece for the establishment. Protect your kids. Do not let them go to public schools. It's just a dog haven in these public schools.
Socialization skills are, essential when you're, in the 6th grade. And this.
Get out of here, lady. If you want to train their social skills, they're in the perfect place. In a school with several other of their peers. What are you talking about? You telling me this environment is incomplete because a stupid dog ain't there? Get out of here.
When you're, in the 6th grade, and this is a great initiative to, actually teach them, certain skills to be successful.
What skill?
And when I was giving the students
What skill you talking about? They supposed to be learning a new skill, rubbing on a dog. And look at how the handler, look at how she just walks over like the dog is some type of toy and hands it to them. Look how she just holds it up. Okay, rub it. This obsession with dogs is sickening. It's sickening at this. We are looking at the behavior equivalent of a dope fiend, a crackhead. And nobody's calling it out. This is sick. Lady, if you don't get out of my face, bringing a dog over for them to rub on it. This is why these nutters feel so comfortable bringing dogs in the grocery stores. Because of stuff like this.
Certain skills to be successful.
And when I was giving the
Did
students,
you hear what she said? What are you talking about, woman?
In the 6th grade, and this is a great initiative to, actually teach them, certain skills to be successful.
and when I
Rubbing on a dog is teaching them skills to be successful. How? She said rubbing on a dog is actually teaching them skills to be how? How does it improve their social skills? What are you talking about? If this is how our teachers talk, we are in trouble. And you need to protect your kids from these people, from public schools. They're there to miseducate.
Certain skills to be successful.
And when I was giving the students the consent forms, I was asking them who's ever had a dog, who's ever played with the dog, who's ever been to just general therapy, because that kind of got us into the conversation of mental health.
Ain't nothing wrong with these kids. Ain't nothing wrong with their mental health, you weirdo. You lying, deceptive weirdo. This is what really infuriates me. This elaborate lie. When all they really want to do is promote dogs. They want badly for those shelters to be emptied out. You deceptive nutter. Get out of here. Lord, I'm so glad and lucky my kids didn't end up going to no school. I don't have kids. Even if I did, I was not part of the unconscious population and let these people govern my child. Ain't no way.
Who's ever been to just general therapy, because that kind of got us
Why
into
would
the
these young kids need therapy? What are you talking about?
conversation of mental health as a whole. It wasn't just focusing on, just being with pets.
Dr. Verma
Euthanize that dumb, worthless thing. What is this supposed to be teaching them? Huh? All this does is take attention away from the students. Notice how the news, the media, did not come into this classroom until the dog was there. The dog is the only reason that the media is there. So in other words, what are they doing? They're projecting the dog as more important. The dog is the highlight. Okay? And again, this is their way, this is their version of neglect. And so disrespectful. Basically, acting out their belief that the dog is more important than them. And I'm not exaggerating. They make t-shirts that say dogs are better than kids. Hashtags, coffee mugs. This is a popular chant among nutters. And inside of these schools is one place where they can demonstrate it and act on it. Very sick stuff.
It wasn't just focusing on, just being with pets.
Dr. Verma secured a grant from the nonprofit Pet Partners to fund the program for up to 100 students throughout
Look
the
at
school year.
that. This is why therapy dogs is the worst. It's the worst. This is sick. This is so sick. Literally, Nothing else launches deadly attacks on them, on this same demographic. Nothing else in society. And y'all want to push this idea that they're best friends? They don't care. Their goal is just to promote dogs.
Throughout the school year. Since its launch in September, the teachers agree the impact
And that is so nasty. And you can see some of the students, they're not dog lovers. This guy does not look like he's feeling this dog at all. You see, he's not quite under the dog spell. He see how weird and strange this is. And what is this? This dog, no dog deserves this much adoration or attention, period. I'm disappointed just with a bunch of people showing attention to this worthless maggot. Get out of here. One of those students' toenail is more valuable than this piece of trash mutant.
In September, the teachers agree the impact has been remarkable.
We've noticed students who may not
Stop lying.
interact with one another have interacted. We have a lot of ELL
Lie. You're lying.
students, meaning they don't speak English as their first language. So a lot of times they may not feel as able to communicate, but when you're petting a dog and everyone's just smiling and happy, that's a natural language that.
Unbelievable. This nasty, trashy piece of... Look at it. Look at the handler. Look at her. Look how bummy and nasty she is. You think they washed this dog? No, that dog came straight out of her basement. And she just came in there with it. It's sitting there fanning excrement. Its anal fumes coming out of its anus. Contaminating the atmosphere, something terrible. It's an extremely hairy dog. So the contamination of the atmosphere is even worse. This is bad in so many ways. Desensitizing them to real threats and having a negative impact on their health. There's no way I would tolerate this.
Everyone knows.
So I'm a dog lover now.
Even igniting a
You
new
a dog lover now, you idiot. These teachers in these schools are worthless. Listen to her. So I'm a dog lover now. You're lying. All this fake behavior, all this animalistic subhuman behavior is destroying these kids' brains. They should not be watching the adults worship dogs and force them to also worship these things. These people are disgusting. I don't care what nobody think about that. I don't care what you think about me saying that. This is disgusting behavior. Weirdos. Flipping weirdos. Dog worshipers. Get out of here.
love for dogs for one of the teachers.
So the first moment they came
You
in,
lying. She ain't even really rubbing that thing. Look at her hand.
Dogs for one of the teachers.
You pretending to rub it. See, another person being fake, submitting to nuttery. See, that's what separate y'all from dog culture critics. We do not submit to nuttery, to y'all's spirit of nuttery. And people, this is a spirit. This nutter spirit, it's a spirit. Get out of here. Stop being fake. Stop rubbing that nasty piece of snot vermin. Get out of here. Euthanize that thing.
Igniting a new love for dogs for one of the teachers.
so the first moment they came in, I think you could like hear a pin drop. I was a little apprehensive. I want to be a dog lover, but I'm a little afraid.
Really? Did the teacher just say that? Why are you afraid? Why? Because it actually is dangerous. It actually is deadly. So why are you teaching the kids to go up to them, rub on them? Here it is, the adult, the guardian, sitting up here saying, I'm afraid of them. Told you, this is a state of emergency. Dog culture is in a state of emergency.
I want to be a dog lover, but I'm a little afraid. But after meeting Bodie, he was awesome. And I actually purchased a dog after the first pet therapy.
Yeah, right. You're lying. You're lying. Doing all this fake performing. And look at the ritual. Look at how ritualistic this is. They form a circle. Dog gets in the middle and they worship it. Truly is sick. Treating this thing like it's a celebrity. Like the dog is some type of rock star. No, get this nasty thing out of here and euthanize it. Euthanasia, euthanasia, euthanasia. That's all it deserves. That, this piece of trash, and all the rest of them. It is infuriating to see this many young people disrespected. Because you already know the teachers are most happy when the dog is there. And this is how they groom the next generation. This is their plan on how to produce more dog lovers in the world. Desensitize them. Get them used to rubbing on dogs at a very early age. And what's so sick about this, many of these students are not dog owners. They do not interact with dogs at all. And those types of students are the main ones that they're after.
Students like Kalia Mays and Malaysia White are already looking forward to the next visit.
It's very exciting to see our classmates happy and just getting to know the dog better.
That is so pathetic. It is not in Black American culture to be no obsessed fanatic of dogs. I know y'all faking in saying what you've been told to say. This really lets you know that this is all an agenda. When you got different people from different cultures all trying to pretend like they're equally nutters. Get out of here. We don't talk like this about no dogs. Who are you fooling? We don't talk, especially Alabama. We don't act like dogs are superheroes in Black America. Get out of here. These sick people up here have instructed these young people on what to say.
Exciting to see our classmates happy and just getting to know the dog better. I hope Lily and Bodie come back.
By exposing students to something new and creating a safe, positive space.
Exposing them to something new? What are you talking about? Listen to the lie. That lets you know that it's a cover-up. Exposing them, you think they never seen a dog before? What do you mean exposing them to something new? Oh, it's so infuriating. Treating this worthless thing as if it's valuable.
Bodie come back.
By exposing students to something new and creating a safe, positive space.
It's safe? See, this type of language makes you want to put hands on people. It really does. That school was safe until you brought this thing into it. Look, listen to how manipulative this is. They want to describe an environment where a dog is present as safe. This is why I'm so passionate with my hatred for dog culture. Y'all deserve it. How do you sleep at night?
Space. The teachers hope this provides an outlet for students who something new and creating a safe, positive space. The teachers hope
safe. You arrogant nutters got the nerve to use these words, safe.
This provides an outlet for students who may have experienced trauma and that the less
You telling me this dog is helping them with trauma? Boy, you cannot make this up.
lessons learned through pet therapy will stay with their
You see that? Sudden movements. That's what they're teaching them. Sudden movements. Understand, people. This surfaced 3 hours ago. Surfaced 3 hours ago. Sudden movement. See, if these students leave this school, go home and find a dog and do these exact same things and get attacked, they're going to get blamed. They're going to say, well, you violated it. You startled it. You invaded its personal space. You put your hand up to its face. You pat it on the top of the head. Again, what they do is they have the students practice the things that increase the chances of an attack. That's clearly what's going on here. Sudden movements. Where are your dog trainers? Where are your behaviorists to instruct them to make sure that they don't pet the dog in the wrong way, which is something y'all always talking about? These people are sick, nutters, and that's why I don't have no respect for you. Until you get out that lifestyle. Understand, it's not personal. I hate your lifestyle. I hate these turd maggots, inbred mutants. I hate them. I hate their physical being 100%. And I would like for all of them to be euthanized. But you, the people, I hate your lifestyle. Change your lifestyle. No problems. So don't try to twist what I'm saying into something that it's not. And if anything, if any lifestyle, if any behavior deserves to be hated with all your might, it's this lifestyle. This is absolutely evil and disgusting. Sick.
students who may have experienced trauma and that the lessons learned through pet therapy will stay with their students for years to come. And so it was really neat because the teachers actually got together and they wrote an article about the benefits of pet therapy in schools before getting this.
Pet therapy. Again, keep in mind, that dog is not there to serve as therapy for any of those students. They're simply trying to promote dogs. And it's sick. I grew up hearing this phrase or hearing it being said that the world is built on lies. The older I get, the more I see that that's true. And there's no shame. No shame at all. How about that? promoting dogs behind the lie of help, of helping them. So they also teaching the students how to be fake, how to not be genuine, how to be frauds, how to be a liar. And you saw the kids putting their face close to the dog's face. Another thing that they tell you not to do. What about all of this pestering? You know how they talk about young people and they say that, hey, kids are always pestering dogs. Wouldn't you describe all of this constant rubbing as pestering? You got 1,000 hands constantly rubbing on it as if it's some type of inanimate object.
Grant, and they were just trying to show how beneficial it is, and really the goal and the hope is to get it throughout the whole Bessemer City school system and beyond.
It appears
Exactly. Like I said, they want this in every school in this country, which is why if I have kids, I will never send my child to no public school system to be under the care of these sick freaks. I so despise this subhuman lifestyle. It's subhuman. Extremely, and it's overtly primitive.
the kids loved it and the dogs loved it.
Yeah, it was really.
No, they don't. They didn't ask for these nasty things to be brought in there. Listen to all the lies. They could have brought rabbits in, and you would have said the same thing. Listen to the lies. This obsession with kids is sick. It's an obsession with dogs. But I understand it. Their goal is to groom the future generation. I get it. But we see you. We see this nonsense for what it really is. Y'all not fooling us. And I'm going to stay talking about this until it's illegal to bring these things into schools. Disgusting. Just when you thought they couldn't stoop to a new low, they do. Young people, if we remove dogs from society right now, you literally have nothing to worry about. Because the only creatures in society that attacks you all every day, okay, sends over 1,000 of you to the emergency room, okay, sends about 7,000 of you to the hospital every single 7,000, and that's minimum. Let's be real. A good 20,000 of kids alone need to go to hospital every day, every single day. Thousands of you need emergency care treatment every day. And nothing else is attacking y'all like this. It's only dogs. Fatality after fatality. Mutilation after mutilation. Of all animals, of all creatures that you could desensitize them on, you choose the most dangerous by far, the nastiest by far, and their only true enemy. Young people, you know you can't run outside at will, can't ride your bike at will. Anytime we hear about a young person who's been attacked, we know it's a dog that carried it out. I showed film about where a dog trainer was training a bunch of dogs to not want to attack children. These things naturally want to attack children. They attack children more than they attack adults. Children are the number one targets. Dogs prefer to attack children. And yet they're in your face with a so-called therapy dog, desensitizing them, telling them to come rub it. No, thank you. No, thank you. And you all are sick. You all are sick and you need help. And I seriously hope you all get help. How many of y'all heard about this man, as I segue, who was beaten to death? Just to give another example of how brainwashed the general public is. And it's getting worse.
A family is in mourning.
That's what they're doing with these students. They're brainwashing them. 100%. That's a brainwashing process. And you're being brainwashed so you can do things like this when you become an adult.
A family is in mourning tonight after their loved one is beaten to death in Madison Heights. Family members say Robert Kavanaugh was just trying to rescue a dog when he was attacked. Thanks for joining us at 11. I'm Ty Steele.
I'm Wolf Jones.
Trying to rescue a dog? Doesn't that sounds strange, right? You trying to rescue a dog and you was beaten to death? Okay.
Jones in for Kimberly Gill. The 60-year-old's alleged attacker is in police custody. Sean Lay spoke with Kavanaugh's family. He joins us now with their message.
There are heroes among us we never hear about. One hero was named Robert Kavanaugh. He was known in his Madison Heights.
They called him a hero. They calling him a hero, people.
Mobile home community for rescuing and caring for the animals there. His family never dreamt that Robert would be beaten to death for trying to help a dog who was being abused by his owner. Robert was just trying to do the right thing.
People just don't understand how sweet he was and generous and an animal lover.
Dog lover.
You can tell Jane Thompson is still in shock. Her baby brother, 60-year-old Robert Kavanaugh, was found dead in the middle of the street in his manufactured home community in Madison Heights Christmas Eve. When his stunned family went to identify Robert's remains at the medical examiner's office, his injuries were so severe the family was not allowed to see him. Robert Kavanaugh had been bludgeoned to death with a pipe, all because he stepped in between a helpless dog who was being abused by its owner.
Oh boy. Oh boy, it's heating up. The story is getting juicy now. You mean to tell me some dog owner was beating his own dog and this guy jumped in between that man and the dog? Really? He was willing to be beaten for a dog that he didn't even know? Y'all calling him a hero? Okay. Okay, I hear you. Let's continue.
Being abused by its owner. What's more, police took Kavanaugh's neighbor into custody. This family is learning that the man spent 20 years in prison for one major crime and another 10 years for another major crime. This family believes that man's violent behavior was well known. He should never have been released to be free to harm or murder a loved one like Robert Kavanaugh.
So this guy was a psychopath with a record. Right, a serious criminal history. And you got in between that guy and his dog That wasn't a smart. You heard the journalist say that he was trying to do the right thing. That wasn't the right thing to do. The right thing to do would be to call someone, make a phone call, not jump in between them.
I can only see good in people. And I suppose Bobby was the same.
Robert's family, they're asking for prayers, but they're demanding justice in this case. They've also been hit with funeral costs out of nowhere. They have a GoFundMe. They gave it to us. We put it on our website for you to look at Click on Detroit.
Demanding justice. So this guy's love for dogs was exactly where the dog establishment wants it to be. They want people to be willing to die for these worthless pieces of trash. And this man did. Wow. Wow. Do y'all think anyone would jump in between a fish and a human? Be willing to die for a rabbit, a squirrel? You have to look at these things as deities to do something like that. So this is dangerous. It is not beneficial to raise people to be like this. And young people, this is what they're trying to raise you to be like. That's why they keep bringing dogs into your schools. They want you to be an over-the-top nutter who really views the dog's life as more important than your own. This man obviously did and was beaten to death. He jumped in between the wrong dog owner and his dog and got beaten to death. Unbelievable. Sick. There was another story here. You know what? Let me deal with this real quick. Because there was something said on here. This is an old story. I think it's almost a week old now. Most of you remember. It's about the, I think she was a teen. No, she was 21. I think she was 21 years old. They recently had a balloon release and a vigil for her, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this was uploaded 9 hours ago. And they talked to the family. And they found out some information about the dog owner. And I don't know how many of y'all have seen this. This was uploaded 9 hours ago. Listen to this.
Strict animal violence laws after the recent dog attack that killed a 21-year-old Augusta woman. Family and friends of Samara Rogers gathered for a vigil last night. Her mother, Tamika Harris, says the fight for justice has just begun.
We're fighting to get these rules changed, and we're going to put them in Samara's name. Justice for Samara Forever 21, because this is a tragedy that should never happen.
That vigil comes as new details are emerging in this investigation. Your Audrey Dickherber is joining us now live in the newsroom with.
And this is a very interesting story. Okay, the neighborhood looks almost completely black. It's like a black neighborhood.
With what we've learned so far about the suspect.
Was arrested and charged just hours after Rogers' death with involuntary manslaughter. Documents from Richmond County Sheriff's Office shows us he's no stranger to Augusta Animal Services. Neighbors in the Ira Road area told us the dogs in the area have a history of aggression, but the Richmond County Sheriff's Office tells us
dogs in the area have a history of aggression. So the one white guy on the block got a bunch of aggressive, dangerous dogs that terrorizes everybody. I've seen this. I've had the displeasure of living around people like this. You get the right ones, they're just in constant attack mode against all their neighbors.
There are no record of incidents at the home where the dogs were taken out of on Ira Road. But
y'all remember I pointed that out, that there were no incidents at the address, meaning that the dogs never attacked him personally. But look at what the dogs were doing to other people. This is why I say smacking these dogs around and raising them with aggression, that don't work either. All it do is reduce the chances that it'll attack you. It'll still attack others.
We asked Animal Services for any reports with Charles Blackwell listed as the owners. We got a paper trail going back to more than a decade. Some of the reports have a different location, but the common theme here is Blackwell's name is listed as the owner responsible. The most recent case took place just within the last year. A 2023 report states a man was jogging when 4 dogs bit and attacked the jogger. 2 dogs and 7 puppies were taken away by...
His dog also attacked a 12-year-old in 2020. His dog also bit someone at Family Dollar. People, marinate on that.
By animal control. And in 2020, reports show there was another bite case involving a 12-year-old who was bit on the leg. And a third report from 2019 involves a dog biting someone at a Family Dollar. It mentions officials recommending euthanasia of the dog Gator, who they say was named in the third.
This dog, his dogs are extremely aggressive, violent and aggressive. And he took those same dogs to Family Dollar. Another psychopath. I don't get some of these people. It's like they're at constant war against their neighbors. And they just have this desire to endanger everyone around them. I don't get it.
Known bite case.
Now, look, I know some of them, you know, he might be a racist. He might hate his neighbors. Like I said, I've seen this before. They can't afford to live where they want to live, so they find themselves in a black neighborhood, and they are the most wicked and evil and meanest people on the block. And they quite often have a bunch of aggressive, violent dogs like this. But this is too much. These things are violent, aggressive, and at his discretion, he can just take them to Walmart, take them to Family Dollar. And these types of reports are not reported enough. These dogs do attack people when they're out in public all the time.
And then a 2018 report accusing Gator of biting a man's leg.
Okay, and these same creatures, y'all trying to get our youth to be desensitized, trying to get them, hey, when you see one, go rub on it. You lunatics. You lunatics. Sickos. Okay? I don't want to hear, listen, y'all can call me a bad person all you want. Oh, IHD, you're so hateful and you're mean and, oh, listen to what you're saying. No, these people are hateful. These people are mean. These people are inconsiderate. These people are the ones getting people hurt, not me.
All right, and we're working to learn the status.
I don't want to hear nothing about what you think about what I say. Point to the people who I've hurt. Until you can do that, I don't want to hear nothing about how mean I am.
Of the dogs involved in this case, and of course, we're going to keep you.
I'm mean. to dogs, to dog culture, to that lifestyle. I mean, what people act like, they act like you should never not tolerate something. Like you should always be sort of open to something. No, some things you just shouldn't tolerate at all. You got to make boundaries with some things. It has to be zero tolerance. Y'all have heard of that. This needs to be one of those things that we have a zero tolerance for. Dogs, period. Now, when it comes to these therapy dogs, in a classroom, your options are limited. The best you can do is walk out the room. Young people, if you're in that situation, leave. That video that I showed, it looked like some of the students actually left. I don't know how many of y'all noticed that. And of course, they cut it. They cut it to make it seem like nobody disapproved of the dog. How many of y'all noticed that? Look at this. Watch this. Let's watch this again.
Can change that and make a difference in some.
Wait a minute. Right here.
Not petted the dog, and you want the dogs to come see you.
See how there's fewer students in there now? So, bravo to those students who got up and left. They didn't want to give the students who left any airtime. Why didn't you interview the students who left? That's who I want to hear from. How about that?
Want the dogs to come see you.
Bodie.
They think they slick, trying to project this idea that everybody loved the dog. No, some of those students left. Do a story on them. So it's all about manipulating people and being deceptive. Too bad. Shout out to Jason Bradley in the super chat. Also, shout out to Jay Fernandez. Big shout out to Jay Fernandez for the support. And big shout out to all of you who are able to join me for this live stream. And I hope you can join me on the next as we continue with this crusade.